Okay. We're gonna get started on our back. If you have a sticky mat, I'd like you to roll your mat up just about like halfway. So I'm gonna take my mat from the back and just roll it. And then we're gonna use this as kind of a chest / heart opener. So once you have it rolled, you don't want it super thick. I'm gonna sit in front of my roll. And then it's gonna go right across the bottom tips of my shoulder blades. So I'm gonna lie back, kind of like your middle upper back, enough so that you have clearance where you can take your arms into goalposts and rest them on the floor. So bend your knees, plant your feet hip width and parallel, and just take these first moments to settle into this shape. And of course, this is what you make it. So if you want more, you can certainly roll your mat up so it's thicker. If you want less, you can decrease the roll so it's a little bit thinner. You're gonna take in some deeper inhalations and exhalations through your nose. Soften through the features of your face. Relax your jaw. And breathe in. And breathe out. Begin to use the breath here to ground into the present moment. And start to invite the opening across the front of your chest here. Start to take another deep breath in and a full breath out. And then slowly and mindfully, we're going to make our way up to seated. So you can place your hands outside of your hips, start to roll up, and you can roll your mat back out. And then catch a hold of your shins. So keep your knees bent and start to round your back like a cat pose. Gaze down towards your navel. You can sway a little bit from side to side here. And continue to dome through the upper back. Send your belly button towards your spine. Breathe in and breathe out. And then start to make your way upright. And we'll take a comfortable seat. Feel free to use a brick to sit on, and you can sit however you'd like. Either cross legs, you can sit on the shins, you can stretch the legs out in front, whatever feels comfortable for you. Wherever you're at, remove the flesh away from your sitting bones. Sit up nice and tall. And then go ahead and rest the backs of your hands, palms up to your mid-thighs. Draw your shoulders back and close your eyes, let them soften. Ground into your seat and start to notice if you're favoring one side over the other. See if you can distribute the weight evenly across your sitting bones. Lengthen from your tailbone all the way up to the crown of your head. Tuck your chin slightly and create more length through your cervical spine. On your next inhalation, take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold the air at the top and then open your mouth, exhale, sigh it out. Twice more like that on your own. At the end of your next exhale, seal your lips and take a slow breath in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the air in. Keep the lips sealed. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pause. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Continue to breathe on your own. Regulated breath, even flow of air in and out. Beginning to shift our state into a state of yoga. Becoming aware of body and breath. And to welcome one another and cleanse the space that you're in, we'll begin by chanting the sound of Om just one time. You can keep your hands resting or option to join your hands in front of your heart, Anjali Mudra. Go ahead and exhale first. Take a slow breath in for Om. Om. Inhale, relift through your chest. On your exhalation, you can release your head towards your heart. Take a moment. With eyes closed, release your hands back to your thighs if you raise them. Lift your chin and slowly open your eyes, letting that light back in. Okay, so go ahead and remove any props that you are sitting on, and we're going to come into a child's pose to start. You can start the music if you're going to use it. Take your big toes to touch, separate your knees a little bit wider than your hips, and start to walk your arms forward. Spread your palms, or spread your fingers, press your palms to the floor. And rest your forehead. Don't force it if it's not coming down easily to the floor. Continue to press your hands forward and down. Drive your hips back. Breathe into your back ribs. Breathe out. Then from here, as you inhale, start to walk your hands over to the right for the side stretch. You can keep your hands apart or option to place your left hand on top of your right hand. Maybe look more towards your right knee. Continue to ground your hips. Breathe into your left rib cage. Inhale to come back through center, pause. And then exhale, walk your hands all the way over to the left. Big side stretch, big reach. You can keep your right palm flat or place it on top of your left hand. That will intensify this a little bit more. Gaze towards your left knee. Continue to ground your right sitting bone. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. And then inhale, walk your hands back through center. Pause, child's pose. Exhale completely. And then as you inhale, start to shift yourself forward into a table pose. Tuck your toes under. As you exhale, let's lift up and back into downward facing dog. Take a moment here to arrive in your shape. Feel free to pedal out the legs. Continue to distribute the weight evenly across your hands. Let your head be heavy. Let it release in between your inner upper arms. Lift the undersides of your arms away from the floor. Keep lifting your hips up high. And then if you're doing something asymmetrical, begin to balance out your sides. Take a deep breath in. This time as you exhale, drop your knees to the floor. And then inhale, lift your heart for cow pose. Arch your spine, lift your chest. Keep your toes tucked under as you exhale. Keep your knees bent as you lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog, eventually straightening your legs. And we'll repeat. Exhale to drop your knees. Inhale to lift your heart, cow pose. And then once more, exhale, round and lift up, downward facing dog. Again, exhale to drop the knees. Inhale to lift the heart, cow. Exhale to send the hips high, downward facing dog. Take 3 more rounds on your own, moving with your breath, arriving into your body. Continue to press evenly through your hands, undulate through your spine. The next time you're in downward facing dog, stay. Breathe in and breathe out. From down dog, begin to walk your feet out wide. You can go as wide as your sticky mat. And as you exhale, begin to walk your hands back towards your feet. Uttanasana at the back of your sticky mat. Feel free to touch down with your hands. You can grab opposite elbows. Do whatever you want with your arms. If you have the catch of the elbows, you can sway from side to side. Continue to release the crown of your head. Lift your sitting bones. Now, if you have opposite elbows, go ahead and touch down. Begin to bend your knees. Take your right hand to your right hip. Begin to twist open to the right. And as you do that, straighten through your right leg. Draw your right shoulder back. Maybe stretch your right arm up towards the ceiling. Reach tall. Inhale. And then exhale, release, touch back down. A little bit of a bend in your knees. Begin to take your left hand to your left hip. Turn and twist open to the left. Keep bending into your right knee, straighten your left leg. It's an option to raise your left arm up towards the sky. Maybe turn your gaze and look up. Inhale. As you exhale, look down, touch down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Slide your hands up your shins, lengthen your spine, thighs back, heart forward. Exhale to forward bend. Bend your knees, take your hands to your hips, and slowly rise all the way up to standing. Tadasana at the back of your space. Straighten your arms to your sides. Inhale, reach your arms overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana, touchdown. Inhale, halfway lift, find length. Exhale to forward fold, release. Ground your heels, inhale, rise to stand, reach up. And then as you exhale, fold right back into it. Forward bend, Uttanasana, touchdown. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale to rise up, reach tall. And repeating, exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana again. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, rise to stand, reach up. Exhale, fold once more, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, rise to stand. Last time like this, exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana, touchdown. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, rise to stand, reach overhead. Exhale, fold forward, touchdown, Uttanasana. And then from here, bend your knees, plant your hands, and begin to walk forward, downward facing dog once more. You can walk your feet back into hips width distance if they were still wide. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Now inhale, shift forward to plank pose, top of a push-up and pause. Line up shoulders over wrists, press back through your inner heels. Inhale here, corset through your abdomen. Hold the pose as you exhale. Now inhale, start to shift your shoulders past your wrists. As you exhale, chaturanga. You can drop your knees first, come all the way down to your belly. Bend your elbows straight back. Now inhale, Sphinx pose or Cobra pose. I give you the option. Begin to curl into your upper back, lift your chest. And then wherever you're at, exhale, release and lower. Let's meet up into a downward facing dog once more. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. Now bend your knees, inhale to look forward. As you exhale, travel to the top of your space, forward fold Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, rise to stand, reach overhead. Exhale, hands to heart, lower your arms to your sides, Tadasana. If you have your 2 bricks, you can keep them towards the top edge of your mat. You may or may not want them. And then standing with feet hip width, mountain pose. Inhale, reach your arms overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana, touchdown. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. From here, exhale, take a big step back with your left leg, lunge, keep your fingertips on the floor, and then go ahead and drop your back knee to the floor. Keep lifting your chest, inhale. Option to slide bricks underneath your hands or hands on the floor. As you exhale, keep your back toes tucked under, shift your hips back, straighten both legs and fold. Inhale to look forward, tap your back knee down, chest lifts. Exhale to straighten and fold. 2 more times. Inhale to shift forward, tap your back knee, lunge. Exhale to shift back and fold. Keep pressing through your right big toe. Inhale to shift forward, tap your back knee. Exhale to straighten and fold. Inhale to shift forward, lunge. Now this time, exhale, plant your hands, step back, plank pose, top of a push-up, inhale. Exhale, lower through your variation, chaturanga to the ground. Inhale, you decide your back bend. Exhale, we'll meet downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale to look forward, bend your knees. Exhale, travel to the top of your space, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise to stand, reach tall. Exhale, lower your arms, mountain pose, reset. Inhale, reach wide, reach up. Exhale, fold forward, touchdown. Inhale, halfway lift. From here, exhale, take a big step back with your right leg, lunge. Keep your back knee lifted to start, fingertips on the floor. And then go ahead and tap your back knee down. Option to slide bricks under your hands or not. Inhale here. And then as you exhale, lift your hips, straighten both legs and fold. Inhale to come forward, lunge, tap your back knee, shoulders back. Exhale to straighten and fold. Twice more. Inhale to shift forward, lunge, tap your back knee. Exhale, straighten and fold, moving with breath. Inhale to come forward, lunge, shoulders back. Exhale, straighten and fold. Inhale, tap the back knee, lunge. And then from here, exhale, plant your hands, step back, plank pose. Pause for an inhale. As you exhale, lower with control, chaturanga to the floor. Inhale, back bend of choice. Good, exhale, pressing up and back, downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale to look forward, bend your knees. Exhale, travel to the top of your space, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, rise to stand, reach tall. Exhale, lower your arms, mountain pose. Take your hands on your hips and then take a big step out wide, facing the long edge of your mat. Parallel your feet to one another, angle your big toes in slightly. Keep your hands on your hips, start to squeeze your elbows behind you. Inhale, lift your chest. As you exhale, fold over your wide legs, Prasarta Padottanasana. Feel free to touch down to the floor or your bricks. Option to keep your hands where they are or walk them back so they're more in line with your feet. Begin to lift your shoulders away from your ears, squeeze your shoulder blades towards one another. Firm through your legs. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. Now inhale, begin to straighten your arms. You can come up onto fingertips, halfway lift. Find length from your hips to your armpits. Stretch your spine long. Now keep this halfway lift. Begin to pivot towards the back edge of your sticky mat. Open your foot to face the back edge of your mat. Pivot onto your back ball mount. And then exhale, tap your back knee down, low lunge. Keep your back toes tucked. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Press through your front foot. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, let's move into an open arm twist. Start to turn and twist towards your front leg. Reach your arms out wide. Option to look back towards your thumb or keep your gaze steady. Inhale here. As you exhale, take your back hand to your back thigh. Reach your front arm up and over. Big side body length. Inhale to come back, open arm twist. Exhale, place your front hand down, revolve, lunge, turn and twist open. Exhale, look down, touch down with both hands. Pick your back knee up, pivot to the center once more, and then we'll pivot all the way to face the original top of your mat. Tap your back knee down, low lunge, keep your back toes tucked, reach your arms overhead. Pause here in this shape for a moment, press through your front foot. Inhale, exhale, turn towards your front leg, open arm twist. Keep your arms open wide, reach. As you inhale, begin to take your back hand to your back thigh. Find length, keep pressing through your front foot, reach your front arm back. Inhale. Exhale, open arm twist to come back. Inhale. And then as you exhale, lower your front hand to the inside of your front leg, revolve, lunge, open up. Take your head back, your shoulders back. This time as you exhale, look down, touch down, frame your front foot. Pick your back knee up, and as you exhale, step to the top of your mat, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale to fold forward, and then inhale, rise to stand, reach wide, reach up. Exhale, lower your arms, Tadasana. Okay, go ahead and grab your belt, and then hold your belt out in front of you with your hands wider than shoulder width distance. Pull the belt apart. Keep your feet hip width distance, so there's tension on the belt. And then as you inhale, raise your arms overhead. Continue to pull the belt apart. As you exhale, try to keep your arms straight as you take your arms back behind you for a shoulder floss. It doesn't matter how low your hands go. Inhale to come back overhead. Exhale to take your hands forward. Twice more. Inhale to lift. Exhale to stretch back. Inhale overhead. Exhale forward. If it's too hard, go wider on the belt. If you don't feel anything, take your hands further towards one another on the belt. Last time. Now keep the belt as is. Inhale, reach your arms overhead once more. As you exhale, bend both knees and start to step your right leg behind your left leg like a curtsy. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, side bend now to the left. Keep pulling the belt apart so there's tension. Breathe in, send your hips back, breathe out. Inhale to come back through center, step your legs, bend both knees, exhale, step your left leg behind your right, curtsy squat, and then start to side bend to the right. Tip up and over, keep tension on the belt, keep pulling it apart. Inhale, exhale. Inhale to come back through center, and then exhale, lower your arms, ditch the belt, place it off to the side. All right, now from here, once more, hands on hips, bend your knees, step your right leg behind your left, curtsy squat. So sit down low, send your hips back. Inhale, raise your arms overhead. As you exhale, take your hands together in front of your heart. Inhale here, and then exhale, start to take your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. Take your hands together, turn and twist open to the left. Breathe in, breathe out. Start to look down towards the front of your space. Rise up, unwind, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, lower your arms to your sides. Hands to hips, bend both knees. Step now your left leg behind your right. Bend both knees, curtsy squat, sit back. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, hands to prayer. And then start to hook your left elbow to the outside of your right leg. Prayer twist, take your thumbs towards your sternum. Turn open to the right, breathe in, breathe out. Inhale to come out of it, reach your arms overhead, step your legs. Exhale, lower your arms, mountain pose. Okay, so hopefully you still have your bricks to the top of your space with your hands on your hips. Step your left leg behind your right and start to take the outer edge of your feet together. It's okay if they don't touch, but you're just stepping one leg behind. Inhale with your hands on your hips, lift your chest. Exhale, begin to fold over your crossed legs. Now, option to touch down to the floor, option to touch down to your bricks. They have 3 heights, so you can find the height that works for you. Start to release the crown of your head. Firm your legs, keep firming through your quads. And then start to walk your hands now over to the right. Inhale back through center. Exhale, walk your hands over to the left. You can move the bricks if you have them. Inhale back through center. Hands to hips, and then inhale, rise up. Step apart and switch your sides. So now you're gonna take your right leg behind. And then it's up to you. It just depends on your body if the outer edges of your feet touch or not. Inhale to lift your chest. Exhale, fold over your legs. And of course, there can be a generous bend here to the knees. If this is too much, touch down to the floor or bricks, release the crown of your head. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. Now, as you inhale, start to walk your hands over to the left first. Pause. Inhale to come back through center. Exhale, walk your hands over to the right and pause. Inhale to come back through center, hold. And then hands to hips with an inhale, rise up to stand, uncross. Move your bricks out of the way, stand at the top of your space, Tadasana, feet hip width distance. Inhale, reach wide, reach up. Exhale, fold forward, touchdown. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, up to you. Place your hands and step back, either vinyasa or skip it entirely. We'll meet back up in a downward facing dog. You decide. Move with your breath. Good. Nice, everyone. Once you're back up in down dog, take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Inhale to shift forward, plank. Everyone exhale, lower all the way down to your belly and lie flat. Bend your elbows out wide, stack your hands on top of one another, and rest your forehead down on your hands. Wiggle your hips from side to side so you feel more centered. Just take a moment to pause here. Take your tailbone to your pubic bone. Create space through your low back. Now inhale, pick your right leg barely off the floor to hover. Point your right toes and stretch your right toes towards the back of your mat. Exhale, release and lower your right leg towards the floor. Maybe it feels longer than your left, so let's adjust once more. Inhale, pick your left leg up, point your toes, reach your left toes back, and then exhale, set your left leg back on the floor. Now inhale, pick both legs up, hover, and then as you exhale, keep your legs straight, but now start to kick your legs up and down like you were swimming. Keep taking your tailbone to your pubic bone. Your forehead is resting on the tops of your hands. Point your toes, kick, kick, kick. Breathe in, breathe out. Keep going. Steady breath. Activating here through your glutes, your hamstrings. And then go ahead, release, lower your legs back to the floor, pause. Inhale, exhale. Now start to walk your hands back, place your hands flat. Inhale to lift up table. Exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Inhale deeply, exhale slowly. Now inhale, raise your right leg high. As you exhale, step your right foot forward in between your hands. High lunge, reach your arms overhead once you feel stable. Lunge into your right knee, try to straighten through your back leg, lift your left heel away from the floor. Take a deep breath in. Now as you exhale, take your right hand to your right thigh. Use it as a self-adjustment. Press your right thigh forward and down. Find lots of length through your left side. And then as you exhale, turn and twist to the right. Begin to hook your left elbow, your left upper arm to the outside of your right thigh. Use your right hand to help with that. And then take your hands together in a prayer. Hug your thumbs towards your sternum. Continue to twist open to the right. Take your head back, your shoulders back. Keep pressing back with your left heel. Inhale here. Exhale here. Now you have the option to stay like this. If it feels available to you, you can start to lower your left hand either to the floor or your brick. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. So you're again in this open arm variation, revolved lunge. If you opened your arms, take your hands back to prayer. Everyone exhale, look down, touchdown. Step back, either vinyasa or skip it. Go directly to down dog. That's where we'll meet. It's up to you how you transition. Pause onto your right back and down dog. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, step your left foot forward in between your hands. Rise for high lunge when you're ready. Keep your back knee lifted. Reach your arms overhead. Keep lunging into your front knee. Lift your right frontal hip. Lift your right heel. Now as you exhale, take your left hand to your left thigh. Continue to press forward and down. Inhale, find lots of length through your right side. Twist to the left. And then as you exhale, lean forward. Hook your right elbow, your right upper arm to the outside of your left thigh. Take your hands together, prayer. Hug your thumbs towards your sternum. Reach the crown of your head forward. Take your shoulders back. Now, certainly, this is an excellent place to stay. You have the flexibility option to release your right hand to maybe touch down to the floor or brick outside of your left foot. Open your left arm up towards the ceiling. Open arm twist. Keep pressing back through your left heel. Inhale. If you open the arms, exhale, take the hands back to prayer. Really nice, everyone. Look down, touch down, place your hands. And then let's all step back, downward facing dog. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. Drop your knees, big toes to touch, child's pose. Send your hips back towards your heels. Release the crown of your head, or the forehead towards the floor. Slow down your breath. Breathe into your back ribs. On your inhalation, start to walk your hands back, come upright, and then grab a brick. As you exhale, let's make our way onto your back with one of your bricks handy. On your back, bend your knees, and then pick your feet up, your legs up like you were in a table pose, but you're on your back. So your knees are in line with your hips. And then try to find a little length here, so your ankles are in line with your knees. And then you're going to take the brick on the medium setting to touch the top of your right thigh. Take your right forearm so you can hold onto the brick in place, and then reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. Inhale here. Exhale here. Start to activate through your core. Press your low back through the floor. Now as you inhale, open your left side long, hover. As you exhale, come back together, table. Keep pressing your right forearm to the brick. Inhale to open, hover. Exhale, table pose. Last time like this. Inhale to open, hover. Exhale for table and pause. Now, start to cross your left forearm. So now it's holding onto the brick on your right thigh. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. As you inhale, open left leg, right arm, hover. Exhale, come back together, table. Inhale to open, hover. Exhale together, table. Last time, inhale, hover. Exhale, table. Release the brick, lower your feet, take a break. Whew. Core work. Second side. Pick your legs up, wedge the brick in place to your left thigh. Take your left forearm on the brick. Press the brick in place. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. As you inhale, begin to kick your right leg straight, your right arm back, hover. Exhale, take them back in, table. Inhale to extend and hover. Exhale for table. Inhale, open, hover. Exhale for table. Now switch, cross your right forearm over, hold the brick in place, reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. Inhale, open right leg, left arm, hover, keep pressing into the brick. Exhale, come together, table. Twice more, inhale, open, hover. Exhale, together, table. Inhale, open, hover. Exhale, together, table. Release the brick, release your feet, pause. Knock your knees together, take a break. Take your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Take a deep breath in. This time, open your mouth, exhale, sigh out the air. And then place the brick off to the side, hug your knee or your shins in. We're gonna come forward to table. You can either roll to your side or rock up. And then from table, we'll meet up in a downward facing dog. Take your time, no rush. Place your hands coming up, downward facing dog. Inhale deeply, exhale slowly. From down dog, inhale, raise your right leg high. Exhale, step your right foot forward and between your hands. Once more, high lunge. Rise up with your torso. Reach your arms overhead. Sorry, I had a hair in my mouth. Straighten your arms overhead. Keep pressing back through your left heel. Inhale here. Now as you exhale, start to hinge forward with your torso. Keep reaching your arms out in front of you. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, lift off, warrior three. Balance on your right leg. Kick your left leg back behind you. If you're tight for space, feel free to take your hands to your heart. Otherwise, keep reaching your arms out in front of you. Focus on a spot out in front of you at the horizon. And then exhale, touch down to the floor or your bricks, standing splits. Keep your back leg lifted, hold over your right leg. Inhale here, exhale here. Now as you inhale, begin to bend your standing leg and your lifted leg. Start to take your left knee behind your right knee and squat. Now exhale, open back out. Inhale to come forward, squat. Exhale, straighten both legs, kick out. Inhale to squat. Exhale to open. Now inhale to squat and hold. Keep your left hand on the floor. Take your right hand to your hip. Begin to turn and twist open to the right with your knees bent. Option to reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Now option to stay here or take it a step further. Begin to straighten both legs, open out, Parivrtta Ardha Chandrasana. Keep turning to the right. And then exhale, look down, touch down with your right hand. Take a big step back with your left leg, lunge. Place your hands, step back. Vinyasa or skip it, go right to down dog. We'll meet up in a down dog, you decide. Good. All right, repeat all that on the second side. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, take a big step forward, high lunge. Find your stability before you raise up with your torso, your arms. Press back through your right heel. Lengthen your spine on all sides. Really nice, everyone. As you exhale, start to hinge forward with your torso. Set it up here. Really press through your left foot. As you exhale, lift off, warrior three. Kick back through your right heel. Option to keep reaching your arms forward or hands to heart. Inhale here. As you exhale, begin to fold and touch down to the floor or slide some bricks underneath your hands. Standing splits. Keep firming through your right glute to lift your right leg. Now as you inhale, bend both knees. Take your right knee behind your left and squat. Inhale to open back out, straighten the legs. Exhale to squat. Inhale to open. Exhale to squat. Last time like this, inhale to open. Exhale to squat and stay. Keep your right hand on the floor. Take your left hand to your hip. Turn and twist open to the left. Option to reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. Draw your shoulders back, your head back. Stay like this with a bent knee, or option to straighten both legs, Parivrtta Ardha Chandrasana, revolved half moon. Hold the pose as you inhale. Stay in the pose as you exhale, really nice. Everyone look down, touch down with your hands. Take a big step back with your right leg, lunge. Place your hands and step back, downward facing dog. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. Inhale to shift forward, plank. Everyone exhale, lower all the way down to your belly, lie flat. Again, bend your elbows out wide, stack your hands, rest your forehead. Wiggle your hips from side to side. Take your tailbone to your pubic bone, press your pubic bone through the floor. Start to slow down your breathing. Now inhale, lift your head and shoulders, bend your right knee, kick your right heel towards your buttocks, and then reach back with your right hand for the outer edge of your right foot, quad stretch. Feel free to lower your forehead back to your hand. Continue pressing your pubic bone through the floor, kicking your heel towards your butt. Now inhale to release it, lift your head and shoulders, let your right leg go, bend your left knee, reach back with your left hand for the outer edge of your left foot, and then feel free to once again lower your forehead back to your hands. As you kick your foot against your hand, hug your heel in. Continue to press your right foot through the floor, take your tailbone to your pubic bone. Stay for a few breaths. Now inhale to lift your head and shoulders, release your foot, straighten both legs, and then walk your hands back to place your hands flat. Press yourself up to table. From table, walk forward to reach for a brick, and then come up to kneeling on your shins and slide the brick between your inner upper thighs. So I kind of have my brick on the floor and I'm squeezing it more with my bottom parts of my thighs here. Tuck your toes under, take your hands to your hips. Now with your hands on your hips, start to take your hands behind you with your fingers pointing down towards your heels. Like you're gonna slide your hands into back pockets. Continue to squeeze your elbows together. Inhale to lift your chest. You can stay like this, keep squeezing the brick, or start to take your pubic bone forward, curl onto your upper back, Ustrasana camel pose. Keep pressing your pubic bone forward, firm through your quads. Option to keep your hands on your hips or reach back for your heels is another option. Good, nice variations, everyone. If you reach for your heels, inhale, take your hands back to your hips. Everyone rise up, remove the brick, sit back on your heels briefly, take a moment. And then keep the brick. But now we're gonna come forward to a seat in Sukhasana, cross legs. So I'm just facing you so you can see me. Cross one shin in front of the other. Remove the flesh away from your sitting bones. Sit up nice and tall, lengthen your spine. And then as you exhale, we're gonna fold forward over your cross shins. Begin to walk your hands forward. Some of you might be here on your fingertips, on your palms. Others of you might be on your forearms. Some of you might even be able to touch your forehead towards the floor. Doesn't really matter. Stay here in the forward bend for a few deeper breaths. Relax your shoulders. Begin to breathe into your back ribs. Now as you inhale, begin to walk your hands back to sit upright. And let's switch the cross of your shins. So your opposite shin is in front. Again, adjust as needed. Inhale to sit up nice and tall. As you exhale, long spine, fold over your cross shins. Walk your hands forward. Move into the shape that's appropriate for your body today. Stay in the pose for a few deeper breaths. And then as you inhale, begin to walk your hands back, lift your torso upright. Keep your breath nearby, and then let's go ahead and make our way onto our back. Bend your knees like you would for bridge pose. Take your feet hip width and parallel, and then take the brick in between your upper thighs, just like we did for camel pose. Press your feet down, start to squeeze the brick. Now with your hands, either grab onto the side edges of your mat or place your palms flat outside of your hips. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, squeeze the brick, lift your hips up, bridge pose. Work to roll one shoulder underneath you. Get this lift of your chest. Keep squeezing the brick. Stay soft through your jaw, your neck here. Hug your ribs in. Lengthen the tops of your thighs forward. Keep squeezing the brick. Inhale here. Exhale as you lower and release the pose. Pause. You can keep the brick or you can ditch the brick. Up to you. We'll take one more bridge pose. Start to set it up. You can either repeat the same hand variation, or now this time you can bend your elbows, palms facing. On an exhale at your own pace, lift your hips up, bridge pose. You can take whatever arm variation, option to clasp the hands underneath the hips, pressing your forearm or your upper arms through the floor if the elbows are bent. Breathing steady. When you're ready, release and lower everything down. Pause. Figure 4, cross your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Flex your foot, spread your toes, widen your right knee forward. Stay here, option to hug your left leg in. You can interlace your hands behind your left thigh. Take a deep breath in, open mouth, exhale, side out. Release, lower the left foot if it was raised, and switch your sides. Left ankle over, figure 4. Stay active through that left side, and it's an option to pick up through the right side if that feels appropriate for you. Otherwise, just keep your right foot on the floor. Hold the pose for a few deeper breaths, starting to slow it down. So sorry. Are we all back? So windshield wipers, if you're not there, if you finished, I'm not sure when I went off, but we did a figure 4. So finish the sides of your figure 4 and then make your way into windshield wipers. Sorry about that, everyone. Continue tipping your knees from side to side, moving with your breath. Inhaling to lift, exhaling to tip. And then come back through center. Start to walk your feet in, hug your shins in towards your chest, your knees in towards your chest. And then with your knees in and your feet in the air, start to take the soles of your feet together for Baddha Konasana. Catch for your ankles or shins, hug your heels towards your pubic bone as you widen your knees. You can let your eyes soften and close. You can stay like this, or if it feels more appropriate to move into a happy baby, you can move into happy baby. And then whenever you're ready, go ahead and release whichever position you were in. Walk your feet out wide, knock your knees together. Rest your hands onto your abdomen. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale, sigh it out, let it go. And then from here, we'll begin to make our way into final rest, Shavasana, whatever that looks like for you. I'll be here to guide you out. You can stay, or you can move into a seat for meditation. You can use any props. You can find legs up the wall. Just go ahead and get comfortable. Release any and all effort, relax your limbs, let your breath go. So no more manipulation, no more control. Just let your breath return back to natural rhythm. Relax and soften through your ankles, your toes, the backs of your legs. Your pelvis become heavy. Abdomen receding. Relax and soften your fingers and your wrists. Imagine like you had a gentle sandbag on either shoulder, helping to ground you more firmly into the earth. Soften and release the side walls of your throat, unhinge your jaw. Release the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Relax your eyelids, soften the skin around your forehead. Continue to let loose, let go everywhere. Taking these final few moments of conscious rest here together as a collective. Keeping your body still, begin to deepen your breath, bringing more awareness back first to your breathing. And when you feel ready, you can bring small movement back into your limbs, wiggling fingers and toes, beginning to awaken. Feel free to stretch out in any way. If you're on your back, start to make your way onto your preferred side, resting on your arm, pausing briefly there for a moment. And then when you're ready, using both hands, press yourself back up to a comfortable seat, head rising last. Take a moment to sit tall. Rest your hands to your thighs or join your hands together in front of your heart, Anjali Mudra. As an offering of peace, we'll close by chanting the sound of Om just one time. Go ahead and exhale. Take a slow breath in. Om. Thank you so much. Namaste. Hope you feel good. Everyone have a great week. Let me know if you have questions. I'm really sorry about that little hiccup.